Hello again, everybody. Great to have you along for yet another edition of Coming Together as we invite you to come on in and be together with each and every one of us. We're really excited about our special guest today, and we'll find out what she's going to be sharing with us. But in the meantime, I'm Scott, and this is Kathy. Hello, my friend. How are you?
Hello. Good to be with you.
Are you ready to come together again?
Of course I am.
We both have individual podcasts and broadcasts, and we talk about leadership and what have you. But today we put it all together here on Coming Together. So thank you for being here, and tell us who our special guest is. Excited to hear all about Karen and what she's going to be telling us.
Yes, our special guest today is Karen Gray. Karen is a confidence coach. She's also president of Texas Women's Business, or Texas Business Women, and ambassador to She Talks. So really looking forward to being with you today, Karen. Why don't you tell us a little bit about first of all, tell us about your confidence work that you do, the coaching that you do, and then tell us about the other two organizations that you play a leadership part in.
And keep in mind, this is only a 4-hour show, so.
Okay, I'll try to keep it short. No, thank you guys for having me. It's such a delight.
Delighted to have you.
Just
Thanks,
such an
Karen.
honor. And so a little bit about me. I grew up in New Mexico and found out when I was 6 years old that I was adopted. And that kind of became almost like a life sentence and really impacted my confidence as I grew up, and eventually started coaching some young girls in speaking and pageantry, including my own daughter. I learned that the things that they were facing were the things that I faced. And if we didn't deal with them, then they would get rooted and just impact everything and just kind of snowball and impact our personal relationships, our financial relationships, our professional relationships. So I decided to do the work myself and ended up falling in love with the process. And now that's what I get to coach and serve women primarily, not just exclusively, but really work and serve others on, is to find that inner confidence so that they can achieve what they're here to do and to really step into leadership in a way that's so authentic that they can make the impact that they are dying to make and called to make, and the legacy that they want to leave.
Can I jump in and ask you, what do you do?
100%.
How do you tell someone? All of a sudden you see someone here that has zero confidence. I'm curious what you share with them.
I think it's a question that they have to want to take that step. But for someone that, if I see that, I believe our words have so much power. And so I begin to speak that over them. How wonderful they are, how powerful they are, how their worth is not based on anything that they could acquire or achieve. It's inherently God-given, that they were born worthy and deserving. And the things that have happened for them and created this wonderful person with their story, and that their story is actually their biggest asset and can be their ally in what happens next.
Do they believe what you're sharing
Not
with
at
them?
first.
That's what I wondered.
Yeah, not at first. But it also comes from seeing an example of someone who's done it. So I think that's the power of what Kathy does. That's the power of what I do, what you've done. We've all overcome and achieved things. And when people know our full story, they're like, wow, you did that. I can too.
So you tell them your story.
I do.
Have you ever met your parents or found out who they were?
I have, yeah. I found my biological parents when I was 24. Unfortunately, my father was killed when I would have been 6 at the time. But I found his son, his wife, and I'm still in reunion with them and with my mom and my half-brother and half-sister.
So it's a good reunion.
It's been a great reunion, yeah.
Well,
They're getting older and having some health issues, so I'm really grateful that I found them young when I did.
Live nearby or?
They're in Ohio. My mom is in Ohio. My brother is and his mom are in Florida.
Isn't that something, Kathy?
Yeah, it's a beautiful story of reconnection and being able to be present when they're going through a tough time, right?
I think it goes to show we never know what people's backstory is or what they've gone through. And so when others realize that you're just human, they make assumptions based on whatever they think you look like, what you've achieved, and they're rarely true. So it's just another lesson for us to learn to not judge, to just love and lead, and that example can help others to find their way.
Easier said than done. So I salute you.
No.
Thank you for all you're continuing to do. That's unbelievable. I had no idea about that story. That's really something. You have kids?
I do. I actually have 4 and then a stepdaughter, which is a bonus child. And, lots of other stories there too. I have one that was born at 12 ounces and what we went through and overcame with him. I'm a special mom with a special needs son who's 21 now. Total miracle. So, we all have these stories of redemption and overcoming. And I'm just really grateful that I can now see how those things have made me this woman who can look at someone regardless of where they are and see the potential and the possibility of who they really were meant to be.
So what are you proudest of then, of what you've done? It's incredible. It's incredible.
I think the proudest, gosh, that's a hard one. I think learning to accept and love myself, to be that example for my children, my grandchildren, is probably one of the greatest things that I've done, because that was one of the hardest things that I've had to do.
Awesome.
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
That
sure
probably
is.
lends to the great work that you do with so many people about rebuilding their confidence.
Yeah.
So talk to us a little bit about what state are people in when they come to you for confidence coaching, and what are some of the outcomes you've achieved with them?
Yeah, primarily when women come to me or clients come to me, they are at a point where they just don't see themselves. They have a dream, but they don't see that it's available to them.
Mm-hmm.
And they feel like whatever success they have achieved, if anyone truly knew
Mm-hmm.
who they were,
Mm-hmm.
it would all fall out from under them. So that imposter syndrome, we refer to it as, or this just lack of self-worth, self-confidence, and it tends to be a cycle that perpetuates.
Yes. Yeah, and when you have that deep sense of self within that you think, oh, if they found out who I really am, they're not going to like me.
Right.
That's what is the big blocker for love and intimacy.
Absolutely.
So that's beautiful. So what are some of the outcomes after they get done coaching with you? What are some of the things that they look forward in achieving in life, how they feel about themselves, and so on?
I think one of the things that I'm most proud, since you asked that, the thing I'm most proud for my clients is that they get to live a life that's fulfilled regardless of achievement. And so they get to just be happy with where they are. Ultimately, success and advancement, things always happen next, because how we do anything is how we do everything. So when you show up fully for yourself, you show up differently for your teams or for your business or for your employer, and people notice it.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the greatest things is they feel good on the inside, and that radiates.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a level of transformation and self-love.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I love that. I love your approach, because so many of us tie our confidence to our accomplishments. And though there is that the more you do, the more you'll accomplish, the more
Yeah, of
confident you
course.
feel. But it's nice to have the confidence inspired from within that gives you the power to do the things that you want to do. So that's beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Love your work there. Now, is there anything else you'd like to share with us about your coaching?
Well, I think one of the things, because it came from my personal experience and from my own personal development journey, one of the things I've learned is that everything begins with our thoughts. And so if anybody's listening to this and they're like, I don't see how that could work for me, I would just challenge them to begin with capturing and taking awareness of what thoughts you're having
Yeah.
and how those are showing up. So if I'm continually thinking that I'm not worthy, I can't have that, whatever you focus on is what you're going to get. So of course you're right. The old Henry Ford saying. So I would just say that my process begins with our thoughts, our beliefs. We rewire those, we recode that, we reclaim the power and the gifts that are yours, and then we go in and just take action and recalibrate so that you're living this life that is now with these new thoughts, these new words, this new hope, and a new sense of worth and value.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think that thinking is just not just a cognitive but also emotional process, would really lend to higher states of being and feeling better, more confident, and all that good stuff. Now, you are also a leader in 2 other organizations. So
Now,
tell
before
us
you
about-
get to the 2 other, I have one other quick question I want to ask you along these lines.
Yeah.
What about your own children? 3 things that come to mind since you've been a mom all these years. You've got 4 kids and an adopted one.
A bonus one, yep.
A bonus
My
one.
stepdaughter.
Right. What are the 3 things that are the most important things you share with them so they don't find themselves in the scenario of all the other young people that you work with
Yeah.
day to day?
I think 3 things is I don't try to coach my kids. They will not listen to me. So I've got them support, so they have their own support systems. But the model and the example is I'm not perfect. I don't try to be perfect, but I'm redeemed and forgiven. And so their faith is the first thing. And that foundation is most important. Beyond that is that I want them to know, regardless of if mom's having a good day, if mom's having a bad day, the person at the gas station's having a good day, bad day, that they get to decide what they do with that. That they have full ownership and agency of their thoughts and their choices. I'm not responsible for them, they are. And that makes them accountable to them. So if they don't like the results they're getting, the consequences that they get, they go back to their choices, their thoughts. What are they doing that causes this situation that they don't like? And that is more so for my 2 younger kids. I have 2 older children and 2 younger. The 2 younger really benefited from my personal development journey and are so much better rounded. Even my special needs one, he's just so chill, so calm, and totally gets it. It's just makes so much sense to him. But my 19-year-old really, I think, will end up being a coach or some sort of therapist because he just understands the agency that we have when we control ourselves and our take responsibility for our own actions and our choices. And because of that, he doesn't judge other people. He's really accepting. When I'm having a bad day, he'll correct and coach me. And I think those are the greatest moments when you can see your own words coming back to you in a positive way. And a teenager coming back and, Mom, do you really mean to use that word? Or Mom, that person's just having a bad day. We just need to, give them some grace. And I'm like, okay, yes, thank you for that reminder. So, yeah, he calls me out on it.
Interesting. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for asking.
No, go ahead.
Great. So, yeah, go ahead and tell us about the other 2 organizations that you are, you lead. You hold a leadership position for Texas Business Women, right?
Yes. Yeah, we'll start with
Women
Texas
in Business. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So Texas Businesswomen was founded in July of 1919. So a 106-year-old organization that was founded to support women at a time when women couldn't be a part of networking organizations. They originally started out as business and professional women. They were a club for networking because at the time that's what was allowed. But they really were at the forefront of fighting for women's rights, women's rights to vote, women's rights to lending, to get property in their name. And as time has come along and we've been given those rights, now we're just creating resources. So we connect women to resources so that if they're in leadership, in business, an entrepreneur, that they know where to go to get the things that they need so that they can have a voice in the market, so that their representation matters wherever they are, and that they understand that they're valuable. And so we have opportunities where women can speak, learn to how to speak more confidently, where they can connect to scholarships. We have a very well-funded scholarship fund, especially if you're in nursing or teaching or a public service. And we support the LBJ campaign school. So those that are interested in going into politics or some avenue of politics, we support that with a scholarship as well.
Wonderful. So you are a resource. It sounds like you do a little bit of coaching and developing as well.
We do a lot of supporting and connecting. We're very much a networking and connection There's amazing organizations in Texas. We're not trying to duplicate what they're doing. We're just trying to make sure that our women and women around the state know where those resources are and how to access them. And then just making sure that they feel supported. So our theme is women supporting women. And I'm the longest sitting president.
How long have you been doing that?
This is my 3rd year. And typically in the past, they only held 1-year term back when we had 4,000 members. And then it went to 2-year terms. And then the president before me had some health issues. So I stepped in on her 2nd term. So something kind of unique and special that I get to claim, but I'm just very blessed. They are amazing women, very philanthropic, very generous with their time, and truly want to help see women shine and step into, have a seat at the table or build their own table.
Beautiful.
People that come into something like that and become a president or whatever, and I'm sure, whether it's Kathy or me, both of us know all kinds of people like that. So how about you? Do you have, it's only been, a 1-year term, a 2-year term. Now you've been there for 3 years, which doesn't seem all that long, but
It's short.
compared, it's an eternity to what's been there in the past. So I just wondered this: as you look at all that people have done for over a century, are there things out there that you just seem to be the creative type?
I am. Thanks for seeing that.
No, it's very obvious. So I just wondered, as a result of that, do you have some new ideas or some different ideas or some concepts? You know what? If we did this, they haven't done this for 50 years, or we've been here for over 100. If we did this, we really could take this to the next level. Anything come to mind?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of my objectives is to secure a perpetual grant. I'd love to have a perpetual grant that comes in year after year, or a large one that we can just fund it to create. You know how when we have a baby or we buy a house, we get a housewarming shower or a baby shower? I want to create an opportunity for women who are starting a business to get some sort of, new business kit or resources where they get help with their LLC. They get help with, their business supplies or a resource of money to help them launch a business financially. So not just the tangible connections, but actually the funding and resources to help them in a grant type form.
That sounds like an automatic. Has there been some pushback from that, or have you not just presented it?
We just don't have the funding.
Okay.
So our organization's fully in support of it. We just don't have the funding.
Do you have other organizations that might team with you?
Great question. I'm sure there's some in your network, Scott. We're open to it. It's just an idea that I've probably been percolating on too quiet and haven't been really outspoken about.
Right.
So thank you for asking.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So how many women do you serve?
Our membership is around 398 right now, but
All from
actively
Dallas?
From all over the state.
All over the state. Okay.
Yeah, our main groups are in Dallas, San Angelo, and San Antonio.
Okay.
Why
great.
San Angelo?
It's amazing. San Angelo, that's where I actually got introduced to Texas businesswomen. We were living in San Angelo, and that is a really unique community that has the junior league, and they have young professionals, but they didn't have anything in between that. So Texas businesswoman really feels a void in that community. And it's such a small community, big-hearted. This organization probably has 75 women there in San Angelo. And we have the military base there, Goodfellow base is there. And the community has really just come together. There's 2 universities, and so it's an amazing community. If you've never been to San Angelo, you need to go to San Angelo, Texas.
That's beautiful.
So they're great women,
That's
women.
beautiful. I love all the vision that you have, and the all the work that you currently do, and also I think that the kit for business owners and business women to get legal help, get all the things that every startup needs, and they can use the support. That's beautiful. Love hearing that.
I just want to, not a handout, but a hand up, and one that really makes a difference to get them rolling. There's amazing organizations all over the state. We'll hear from one tonight. After we record here, I'm heading to the studio, and we have a Texas Businesswomen Tuesday, so TBW Tuesday, and we're supporting an organization called Stand Up for Sisterhood, and their founder's going to come and speak to our women. And so they're doing amazing things for young women.
That's wonderful. Wonderful. Glad to hear about that. Tell us about She Talks. It was an organization that I recently met the founder
Yeah.
of, and I love, love, love the energy of Julie and what she brings into the world. So tell us about what you do there. You were an ambassador for the chapter here in Dallas.
I am.
Yeah, so tell us about that.
So Dr. Julie Ducharme is from California. She founded it several years ago. It's actually Lead and Empower Her She Talks. We call it She Talks for short. But it's an organization that was founded to help women get on stages. So the She Talks version is to help you get on stage, to share your message, to be seen, to spread the word about whatever it is that you're doing. It's now spread globally. So we have an Ireland chapter, we have one in Africa, Canada. I'm not sure where else. Julie's continually spreading it. But really, the organization is more the professional side for women who coach and speak and really want to elevate their message. So they, fantastic organization. Anything that we're like, hey, this would be a great idea, Julie's like, how do we make it happen? Rather than, no, we can't do that. She's, how can we? And I love that attitude.
I love it too. I think that that's what we need in leaders who are especially leading national and international organizations and doing an important work.
Absolutely.
Like giving women stages and opportunities to speak and spread their thoughts. And what I love, another thing I love about it is that sisterhood mentality, attitude, and culture that she's bringing into the world, because I think it's really needed, and it gives all the members psychological safety, a feeling of truly being present and able to share their genius. I think that there's a genius in every single one. I call it their soul essence.
Yep.
And I love that she really has cultivated a culture that breeds that.
I think that that's probably one of the defining things that I've put in as boundaries for my life. I want to be around women who support other women.
Yeah.
And want to see women win.
Yes.
And so the Texas Businesswomen, She Talks, these are organizations that really align with that. They truly do help women win, and it's not by stepping on each other. It's literally by helping, like, here's my pool of resources. How can I help you? How can I serve?
Yes.
And that philosophy I'm all in for.
Yeah, beautiful.
And we want to connect. Like, I'm not in competition with any other coach out there, with any other woman out there. I literally am empowered to just be me, and I want to help other women to be the best version of them. Those are the women I love to be around.
But don't you think?
Yeah. I just love that you said that, because I always say that you're never in competition with another human being, even if they do exactly what you do, because your essence, what you bring to the table, is going to be unique to Karen. Karen Gray, there's only one Karen Gray in the world, and
Lord,
that's you.
thank you.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Yes, thank God. I don't think the world can handle another one.
Well, no, I mean,
We need
it's
more,
your,
Karen.
It's the way that you
Scott.
show up, the way that you do what you do, the magic and the miracles that you bring into other people's lives are unique to you.
Yeah.
So I think there's only room for collaboration. It's
Absolutely.
all about collaborating, helping one another, and just sitting in delight of the other people's success as well as your own, right?
The philosophy of, I believe it's called mudita, where you want to see someone else win and you truly delight in their success.
Yes.
That whole philosophy I love.
Yes, that's what it's all about to me. I just love to see other people thrive, and that's what makes life worth living. To me,
That's why we're here.
Yeah, exactly. So thank you so much for sharing your
Thank you.
your love. I mean, I can tell that ever since I met you, I could tell that you have so much love in your heart, and so generous in sharing it.
Thank you. Well, I think I've learned that when I get to go first, when I choose me first and love me first, then it just magnifies and multiplies. And that's my gift to others.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
I asked you a short time ago just ideas that you had within what you were doing, but long term,
Yeah.
all the things that you have done, from the coaching to all the other things that you've shared with us, are there some things out there that you say, hey, someday I would like to do that, or that I'd really like to do that, or gee, I wonder if anybody ever thought of doing this? Is there anything that you want to? You've done so many things. I just
have a
wondered if there's some
list.
things that you have not done, or that don't exist, or you'd like to create, or just anything out there that you'd like to do, or maybe there is a position out there that said, I wish I had his job.
Yeah, I actually have a list. I love to dream, and I have a dream list.
Yeah, well, you seem like a dreamer. That's why I asked the question.
Yeah. So one of my dreams is to create a program where my son that's special needs, will have like a coffee house and networking, so that these individuals that are special, work in the coffee house, they get to interact and serve and support in a way that adds value to their life. And those that are coming get to come and be around differences in a way that maybe they haven't before.
Are you
and be
familiar with
served.
Miracle League?
I haven't.
The Miracle League it's baseball stuff. I've done a lot of things over the years in its special need young people, and they play baseball, something they've all wanted to do, but they don't have the ability and the wherewithal. But but they put them on the field, and it's just amazing. And then we have a little party afterwards. It's just, but they're baseball players, and it's called the Miracle League, and it's awesome.
No,
So,
you'll have to introduce me to that.
Yeah,
I would
it's
love that.
very. So that sounds similar to what you're saying there.
There's also a ice cream shop in the area. I want to say it's called Happy. I'm sorry, I'm going blank on the name, but I think it's called Happy something. But it's a family that had a special needs adult that they started the business so that they could, and they employ all special needs. So I love that they do that. I want to do something similar, but with coffee. My son enjoyed. They used to do that at school, and he loved that. But I want to have the networking space because I want to see the communities come together.
Socialize.
The social,
the social
part.
aspect. Yeah, part of the
So
social
like
network.
a co-shared working space. Where they
Right,
can,
right. Totally understand.
But that's just one of my dreams.
So, well, all those dreams and all the things that you have become reality in your world. Years from now, what would you like your legacy to be? I'm most impressed, as I know Kathy is too, and I'm sure all of our viewers and listeners feel much the same. Wow, this lady's incredible. What would you like your legacy to be when all's said and done? I mean, 100 years from now, somebody says, "Oh, I remember her."
Yeah. So I refer to that as like the dash. What do I want my dash to be? Because you have your start and your finish date.
Right, exactly right.
So I want my dash to be that she loved. She loved big, she loved well, and everyone that came into her peripheral felt loved. They felt
love
safe and they felt loved. And because she loved, I was able to love as well. And so that it's not just about me impacting them, but that the ripple effect goes out from there, and that they're able to either forgive, receive, give, and have some sort of impact in how they feel loved.
Great answer. I've got one more question. Do you have another question, or you'll?
No, I'm good. Yeah.
Okay. Well, one question that both Kathy and I always like to ask people.
Yeah.
What's the takeaway for all of our viewers and listeners? They're sitting at home, they're sitting in their car, they're sitting wherever they might be, and they've heard everything that you've shared. What is it that they can take away from the conversation we've all shared here today, the three of us, that you would like people out there to get involved with? Or is there a message that you might share with them? Really appreciate your time today, but I hope that you'll move forward and do this, whether it's special needs or whatever, coaching, whatever. What's the message that you'd like them to take to friends, to family, to their community?
Yeah, thank you for asking that. I think the name of your podcast, Coming Together, it infers that I have to get outside of me and interact with someone else. And if I could leave one thing, I would encourage our listeners to think beyond their world and the bubble that we see on TV, on social media, in our small little silos and circles, and come together with someone who doesn't look like you, doesn't believe like you, doesn't live like you, and just get curious as to why that's important to them. Because it's in the curiosity and in the conversations, when you come together with someone else, you may walk away still disagreeing, but with a little more level of empathy and understanding. And it's not easy. The conversations tend to be challenging sometimes, but if we all try and we all come in 1 inch, that's miles together. And so it would just be to challenge people to get beyond what they see and what they know and get curious about the others so that we all can come together, because this world needs it.
Beautiful.
We don't ever want this show to be political. But I'll tell you what, you need to run for office. That's what we need to do here in America.
Yeah.
We need to come together, as you say, the title of our program. But Kathy and I both feel the same way in all the things that we do outside of here. But to have someone like you share the message that you've shared today is above and beyond, really.
Thank
Karen,
you.
just outstanding.
Thanks,
So let
Scott.
me, on behalf of both of us and anybody that's out there watching, and even people that are not, thank you for all you do. There's the old expression, live your life as a go-getter, but share
Yes.
your life as a go-giver.
I love that.
And that's what you are. You're the
Yeah.
ultimate go-giver. And it's
Yes.
been a pleasure and an honor to have you on the show.
Thank you. If I could live Bob Berg's philosophy of being a go-giver, that's a goal.
Yeah,
Absolutely. So
beautiful.
thank you. Thank you for seeing that in me.
No, you're very welcome.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for
outstanding.
being with us, Karen.
Yep.
My honor.
So
So happy to do
It's been
it.
a joy having you here. Love you. Love your work. And
Mwah,
keep
mwah.
it up. Keep it up. Keep it up, lady.
Absolutely.
You're beautiful inside and out.
Yeah.
It shows.
I have
could
no
see it.
other options. There are no plan Bs. This is it.
Karen Gray, our special guest, and we trust you've enjoyed her and all that she's shared with us just as much as we have. So we have all come together, so we certainly hope that you'll continue to watch Come Together as we try to share with you some of the incredible people that we all have become aware of. Don't always know who they are and what they continue to do, but when you find out what Karen Gray continues to do every single day, you know there are some very special people on this planet. So thank you. Till next time, for Kathy, I'm Scott, and of course our special guest, Karen Gray. Stay well, come together, and be safe.